All right, I call the regular meeting of the Board of Education to order at 7 p.m. Thank you for attending, as well as to those who may be watching a recording of tonight's meeting in the future. All board members are present with the exception of Sarah Murray, who is excused. At this time, I invite those willing and able to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Next is our first public comment period. Be advised that this meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business. It is not to be considered a public meeting. There are 2 times for public participation during the meeting as indicated on the agenda. When addressing the board, you'll be asked to state your name. The board determines the amount of time granted to individuals or groups to speak. Each person shall be allowed to speak for up to 3 minutes. Board members may question speakers but are not obligated to answer questions or make statements or commitments in response to issues raised by the public. In general, such items will be referred to the superintendent for advisement, investigation, study, and/or recommendation, or designated as a future agenda item. Is there anyone wishing to address the Board of Education with public comments? So you'll need to press the button there so that you have a microphone.
Good evening. My name is Jeff Hagley. I'm here tonight on behalf of Milan Swim Club. Bit of history on the club. We've been around since 1970, so close to 60 years in the community. And throughout this time, we've been a partner of Milan area schools and the Milan swim programs. Currently, we provide swim lessons for the community, a competitive swim program for 4 to 18-year-olds, and a master's swim program for adults, and serve as the booster program for the Milan varsity and middle school teams. Milan has one of the premier 8-lane facilities in the area, allowing us to host invitationals and championships level meets for our varsity, middle school, and club programs. This not only allows us to showcase Milan, but serves as another source of fundraising dollars for the programs. We'd like to start off just thanking Milan area schools for all the support and partnership throughout the years, and for Mr. Morlock for his support as athletic director. We also wanted to highlight some of the pool improvements that have taken place over the past year. Last summer, as many of you know, the 8 starting blocks in the pool were replaced. That came through the sinking fund. Of that $45,000, though, $15,000 of it was raised by the club. These new blocks replaced the ones from 2003 when the pool was opened. And then after that, through a corporate donation, we were able to purchase backstroke wedges, which were new to be legal in high school athletics last fall, so we were actually able to get them in time for the girls' varsity season. And those were about $5,000, so we had a very generous donation to cover that. In addition to that, this past spring we applied for 2 grants, one through the GMACF and one through Michigan Swimming, totaling $12,000, and we were able to replace all 23 of the lane lines in our pool. We run triple lane lines between our lanes to help keep down turbulence, and those lane markers are again original from 2003 in the pool. On top of that, we then received an anonymous donation of $16,000 to allow us to replace all of the touchpads, backup buttons, deck cables, so all of the things beyond just the timing computer that run the timing system of the pool. And we have also in the past year repaired the sound system in the pool and got that back up and running. Again, the original sound system from 2003. All told, by our math, the pool's had about $80,000 in improvements over the past year that directly touch our student athletes. And of that, about $50,000 of it has been through grants or donations or fundraising done by the Milan Swim Club. In addition to all of that, we have also been responsible for taking care of all the safety equipment in the pool, so things like the lifeguard buoys and backboards and things like that. And we're continuing to look through what might need to be replaced and get that taken care of. We're proud of our pool, we're proud of our facility, and we just wanted to show up here tonight to share some positive things that have been going on in the community and within the facility. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good timing.
Are there any other members of the public that would like to address the Board of Education? hearing none, we're going to move on to routine matters for approval. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting held on July 8th, 2026.
Moved by Heike.
Support by Burdette.
All right, I have a motion by Ms. Heike with support from Mr. Burdette. Is there any discussion? All right, Ms. Pryor.
Heike.
Yes.
Pryor, yes. Sislo.
Yes.
Burdette.
Yes.
Farrow.
Yes.
Gutierrez.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
All right, I need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting closed session held on July 8th, 2026.
Moved by Heike.
Support by Gutierrez.
All right, I have a motion by Ms. Heike with support from Dr. Gutierrez. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing none, Ms. Pryor.
Pryor, yes. Sislo.
Yes.
Burdette.
Yes.
Farrow.
Yes.
Gutierrez.
Yes.
Heike.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
All right, thank you. Next up, I need a motion to approve the bills and reimbursement of expenses.
Moved by Burdette.
Support by Pryor.
All right, I have a motion by Mr. Burdette with support from Ms. Pryor. Is there any questions? Any discussion? All right, hearing none, Ms. Pryor.
Pryor, yes. Sislo.
Yes.
Burdette.
Yes.
Farrow.
Yes.
Gutierrez.
Yes.
Heike.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
All right, the next item on the agenda is course offerings for the school year. I need a motion to approve the Milan Area Schools 2026-2027 course offerings as detailed in Attachment A.
Moved by Gutierrez.
Support by Sislo.
All right, we have a motion by Dr. Gutierrez with support from Mr. Sislo. Superintendent McMahon.
Thank you, President Farrow. This is an annual requirement now, maybe going on about 5 years. The state requires us to have the board approve all the courses we offer. This year, it's really similar to last year. We have added 3 courses that I'm going to ask Mrs. Bookout to talk about. It's just a process. What we do is we list the courses for elementary school here, and then we just point to our course guides at the middle school and high school level, because those contain all the courses and titles. But we are adding 3 new electives to the middle school that Mrs. Bookout's going to share.
Sure. So one of our goals as an administrative team has been to have greater alignment between our buildings. And so at the middle school next year in 6 through 8, we're moving from trimesters to semesters to better align with the high school calendar and schedule. As part of that transition, we took that as an opportunity. Mr. Midland took the lead on this to really revise some of our electives and give some additional options for our students in 7th and 8th grade. So starting next year, we will be adding a journalism elective, a Native American Studies elective, and a computer science elective. Those will be taught by our existing staff. We're not adding staff, but some of our staff members did have some openings in our schedule to add those opportunities. So we're excited to bring those opportunities so that our middle school students can see what those options would be like, and they can explore those areas which support directly our curriculum as well as future career planning and opportunities for them.
Thank you very much for that. Any questions for either Superintendent McMahon or Assistant Superintendent Bookout?
Mr. Farrow.
Yes.
Mrs. Bookout, could you just name the last one? You named journalism, Native American Studies, and
In computer science.
computer science. Thank you.
Any questions from board members? All right, hearing none, we will proceed with,
I'm sorry, Mr. Farrow.
Yes,
I'm just
yes.
not quick enough. I was hoping, just one very small question, because I've heard the question come from families. For the young 5s through 5th grade electives, there's STEM, which has been an elective, and then also technology, career exploration, or an alternate course. That alternate course is just held as a placeholder should something else become available. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
any other additional questions? All right, Ms. Pryor.
Sislo.
Yes.
Burdette.
Yes.
Farrow.
Yes.
Gutierrez.
Yes.
Heike.
Yes.
Pryor, yes. Motion carries 6-0.
All right, next up, under board organization, Superintendent McMahon is going to provide an update regarding our bargaining groups.
Thank you, Mr. Farrow. I'm pleased to report that we have actually reached a tentative agreement with 2 groups. They're on the agenda tonight. You'll see it's food service, our cafeteria workers, and also transportation. I'll share the details of their TA there. We've been working with the teachers, the MEA, and our other bargaining group, MASSS, which is our administrative assistants, our paraprofessionals, our custodians. We've been having productive meetings with the MASSS. It stands. We've traded. We've offered them a financial proposal. We're waiting. We're going to meet tomorrow, actually, after we have a closed session. Talk about that a little bit, and hopefully we can make some progress there and get to a TA soon. And with the MEA, our teachers, we've been just going back and forth. Been some productive language conversation. We're making some movement on language, and we've traded a few wage proposals. And so we're just hoping to continue to make progress there.
Any questions for Superintendent McMahon? All right, thank you very much for that. All right, next up in the area of finance and operations is consideration of a resolution. I need a motion to approve the annual loan activity resolution to repay the school loan revolving fund as detailed in attachment B.
Moved by Heike.
Support by Burdette.
I have a motion by Ms. Heike with support from Mr. Burdette. Mr. McMahon, Superintendent McMahon.
Thank you, Mr. Farrow. This is an annual requirement that we have to, it's for our fund borrowing. Krista Hendricks works closely with Troon and all the authorities to get the documents settled up between our townships and our taxpaying authorities. Krista, do you have anything to add to the resolution?
So the resolution represents a repayment to the state. For a number of years, we had to borrow from the state to make our debt payments because the tax dollars coming in weren't sufficient to cover them. We have now turned the corner. In the last couple of years, we have been paying back the state in addition to making our regular debt payments. So we'll be paying the state back up through our last debt payment on our 2019 refunding. And then hopefully we'll be good to go. But right now, it's a requirement that we have to have a resolution from the board stating that we are willing to repay the debt.
Any questions for Ms. Hendricks or Superintendent McMahon? All right, then we'll proceed with the vote. Ms. Pryor?
Burdette,
Yes.
Farrow,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heike,
Yes.
Pryor, yes. Sislo,
Yes.
motion carries 6-0.
All right, next on the agenda is a board policies update. I need a motion to revise, repeal, and/or adopt the board policies as detailed in attachment C.
Motion by Pryor,
Support by Heike.
All right, we have a motion by Ms. Pryor with support from Ms. Heike. Superintendent McMahon.
Thank you, President Farrow. The attachment on the agenda today shows the 27 policies. There's 34 total policies that Troon put out in their annual update packet. I pulled 27 out for tonight's meeting because they're mostly language updates. A lot of them are like legal references at the bottom that nobody even reads. So I thought those were pretty simple. I sent them to you last week to look at. No major changes there. Any of those policies that have options in them, we've already chosen the options, so I just kept them all the same. So the 27 there are pretty straightforward, just slight language adjustments. There are 7 additional policies that I'll put together for you guys to review because there's some new options to look at there, and that involves a conversation with the policy committee, which I believe we've just set a date for. So tonight we're just asking you to look at those 27. I gave you a summary sheet, and I listed all the policies. It's probably an 80 or 90-page document. I'm not going to go through it line by line, but it's pretty straightforward. So.
Yeah, board members, you should have received this information as part of your board packet. Are there any questions on any of the changes to the policies? Okay, we'll proceed with the vote.
Farrow,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heike,
Yes.
Pryor, yes. Sislo,
Yes.
Burdette,
Yes.
motion carries 6-0.
All right, thank you very much. Next up in the area of learning environment and culture is consideration to formalize the district's branding and logo guidelines. I need a motion to approve the Milan Area Schools branding and logo guidelines effective for the 26-27 school year.
Motion by Pryor,
Support by Gutierrez.
All right, we have a motion by Ms. Pryor with support from Dr. Gutierrez. Mr. McMahon.
Thank you, President Farrow. So this is sort of a little bit overdue, I would say. The board a few years back approved the use of our new logo, the crooked tree, and we went through. Our teachers actually came and presented, and it was it's been used since the board's been on the gym floor and on the walls. But the district said that they would put together some guidelines around it, and so that's what this is. So I shared this with the board, and upon approval, we'll put it on our website, so that's a public document. It goes through and lists fonts, colors, official colors, some guidelines for photography, and sort of our branding statements. So we'll put this out there publicly from here. And first of all, I want to thank Mrs. Beckman. She did a lot of this work. She worked with an agency to get this developed and did a really professional job. I'm looking forward to getting it posted and showing it publicly. And then from here, we're looking forward to, as district, getting our letterhead official, our email suffixes, signatures, just officially making it used and accepted. It's used everywhere right now, but unofficially, so we're just trying to lock it in and make it a little more consistent. So that's what this document shows.
Any comments from board members?
It's cool. We have our own color, big red. So
There you go.
that's pretty cool. That's, I like that.
Yeah, I'll just state that this is just formalizing what we've been using the last 2 years. So if there's no other questions, we will proceed with the vote.
Oh, Mr. Farrow?
Yes.
I should have asked this question earlier, but absent from this is the bird, right, that was used for a while. Are there any instances in the district where the bird insignia is still used on uniforms, anything that we are planning or needing to replace then, to be in line with this policy?
No, we wouldn't replace it. I don't think we have any on our uniforms, but I know there's like some places in the buildings where it's on the wall.
Sure.
There's no urgency to replace that. It's what it was. There's nothing inappropriate about it. It's just we've moved forward with our logo. So when we update, if we're going to paint a room and it has the logo on there, we'll paint over it. But we don't need to formally remove it and make any stance on that.
Okay, so just to clarify, this won't come with any immediate costs to the district to get rid of or to replace that insignia?
Correct.
But moving forward, we would do anything
Yeah.
in line with these guidelines?
Correct. And over the past 2-3 years, it's sort of
It's been
already
that
been
way.
replaced.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Any other questions from board members? All right, we will move forward with the vote.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heika,
Yes.
Pryor, yes. Sislo,
Yes.
Burdette,
Yes.
Farrow,
Yes.
motion carries 6-0.
All right, thank you all. All right, in the area of personnel leadership, our teacher and/or administrative appointments. First up, I need a motion to approve Barry Dotson as the Milan Middle School STEM teacher, effective for the 26-27 school year.
Moved by Burdette.
Support by Gutierrez.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Burdette with support from Dr. Gutierrez. Is Mr. McMahon?
Yeah, thank you, President Farrow. Now on to the fun part of the meeting. We have an audience here. I'm excited about this part of the meeting. So the first one up is Barry Dotson. Barry comes to us as a former middle school math teacher. He taught in Tennessee previously and Arizona, and most recently in Battle Creek area. He's moved to the area. The family's moved, and I haven't met his wife yet, but I believe she also got a job.
Actually, John Glenn, you were there when I was.
Oh, boy.
Principal.
Oh boy, you might know some stories. I stand corrected. Okay. There's history. I hope it was good history. But we're excited to have Barry join us. He's looking forward to the challenges in STEM and a new position, new challenge. He knows the middle school model real well, and so we're looking forward to this transition.
Thank you for that summary. Any questions for Superintendent McMahon? All right, we will proceed with the vote.
Heika,
Yes.
Pryor, yes. Sislo,
Yes.
Burdette,
Yes.
Farrow,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
motion carries 6-0.
Congratulations.
Welcome.
Welcome to Milan area schools. All right, next up on the agenda, I need a motion to approve Olivia Fink as a Milan Middle School social worker, effective for the 26-27 school year.
Moved by Gutierrez.
Support by Pryor.
All right, we have a motion by Dr. Gutierrez with support from Ms. Pryor. Mr. McMahon.
Thank you, President Farrow. I did see Ms. Fink in the back. So we're excited to have you here. Olivia joins us over 10 years of experience in both the clinical side and school side. Most recently, she was at Honey Creek, the ISD school. I just want to say the interview was really fun. lots of personality, and I'm excited to have you join the middle school. It's going to be a great fit. We're really looking forward to having you on the team.
Any questions for Superintendent McMahon?
Mr. Farrow?
Yes.
I assume, and I'm sorry I didn't ask this for the first one, that we followed all of our normal hiring practices, all of our normal questioning and all of the,
Yep.
okay, just want to
All
make
the
sure.
processes were followed.
All right, thank you. All right, any other questions from board members? All right, we will proceed with the vote.
Pryor, yes. Sislo?
Yes.
Burdette?
Yes.
Farrow?
Yes.
Gutierrez?
Yes.
Heika?
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
Again, congratulations. Welcome to Milan Area Schools. All right, next up on the agenda, I need a motion to approve Kristen Perfilis as the Milan High School principal effective for the 26-27 school year.
Moved by Burdette.
Support by Gutierrez.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Burdette with support from Dr. Gutierrez. Superintendent McMahon.
Thank you, President Farrow. It's my honor to have Kristen Perfilis stand before us. Kristen served as the high school AP for the last year and a half under Mr. Shin, and has 23 years or over 23 years of teaching high school in Allen Park. She's an asset to the district, has proven her value to us. In this case, we deviated a little bit from the normal perspective. We did survey the staff, got tremendous feedback and support from the staff. Also, our administrative team is highly encouraging us to move forward with the process. And so, as Kristen's already part of the team, we're excited to put her in the new position and have her continue her service to Milan Area Schools. So really excited for this one.
Any comments from board members?
It's just really cool that all the people sitting behind you here to support you and with you. So that's awesome to see. I appreciate everybody being here for that.
Very much looking forward to working with you in your new role. Congratulations, and I wish you well. All right, we will move. We're gonna move forward with the vote.
Pryor, yes. Sislo?
Maybe?
No.
Yes.
Burdette?
Yes.
Farrow?
Yes.
Gutierrez?
Yes.
Heika?
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
What I said previously. Okay. Congratulations. All right, next up on the agenda, I need a motion to approve Cody Benjamin as the Executive Director for the Paddock Early Childhood Center, effective for the 26-27 school year.
Motion by Pryor?
Support by Heika.
All right, we have a motion by Ms. Pryor with support from Ms. Heika. Superintendent McMahon.
Thank you, President Farrow. I'm also excited to discuss this internal motion here. Cody was the behavior specialist at Paddock last year. Her family moved into the area. I think it was a family farm I had heard in this story. Yep. And so she joined us last year as behavior specialist, did tremendous work. We had an opening this year with a resignation recently, and Cody has over 10 years experience in administrative roles in early childhood back in Jackson County and with Adrian Schools. So she's a natural fit. She knows the staff, is ready to hustle and move right into the role just like Kristen is. And we're excited to have her join the administrative team.
Any questions from board members? All right, we will proceed with the vote.
Sislo?
Yes.
Burdette?
Yes.
Farrow?
Yes.
Gutierrez?
Yes.
Heika?
Yes.
Pryor, yes. Motion carries 6-0.
Congratulations and welcome to your new role. So I got a chance to meet you yesterday, so I'm glad that you're in this new role with us. So, all right. Next up on the agenda is the Milan Area Schools Transportation Master Agreement. I need a motion to approve the master agreement of the Milan Area Schools Transportation Association as detailed in Attachment D.
Moved by Cicelo.
Support by Gutierrez.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Sissel with support from Dr. Gutierrez. Superintendent McMahon.
Thank you, President Farrow. As I mentioned before, we worked with the transportation team on negotiations. We met a few times and we quickly came to an agreement. Some of the items you'll see in the contract, what is posted online in the attachments is the full contract, but the changes reflect, we added a few hours, 3 hours of compensation to their mandatory cleaning before school and after school. because they put in the time for it. We want to honor them. We did address some attendance language, put an incentive in there. We also added a sick day buyback option for those that reach the cap. I think it's 140 for them. And we offered a wage increase of 2%, and they were happy to accept that, and they signed it within a couple days.
Any questions for Superintendent McMahon?
Mr. McMahon?
Yes.
Does the agreement require the district to provide health insurance from a particular payer?
No, it does not.
Okay, thank you. So I'll say publicly, then I don't have a professional conflict of interest.
Thank you, Ms. Heika. All right, we will proceed with the vote if there's no other discussion. All right, Ms. Pryor.
Burdette,
Yes.
Pharaoh,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heika,
Yes.
Pryor, yes, Sislo.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
All right, next up is an update to the cafeteria employees policy. I need a motion to approve the cafeteria employee policies as detailed in attachment E.
Moved by Sislo.
Support by Burdette.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Sislo with support from Mr. Burdette. Superintendent McMahon.
Yep, thank you. Again, we met with cafeteria, food services group. They're easy to work with. We have a great relationship with them. So we had a few meetings. In their contract, you'll see the full contract as the attachment, but the highlights are that we adjusted sub pay rate, so that if a sub is a retired employee or former employee, they're paid at their former rate. We clarified some position titles, just because we had some different roles that we were sort of fitting into titles that we needed to address. And we also added some attendance language for them as well, for an incentive. And then we offered a wage increase of 5% for them, but that is covered by their fund balance, so it's no extra expense to the district to go above the 2%.
All right, any discussion or questions for Mr. McMahon?
No, I think it's kind of weird wording. They call it their policies, so I mean, it's just.
Yeah,
so-
they're not
yeah.
official negotiating
Right.
group. We just meet with them to address
Yeah.
it.
Mr. McMahon, I have the same question. Does the agreement require the district to provide health insurance from a particular payer?
No.
Then I also don't have a professional conflict for this agreement either.
Thank you, Ms. Heika. All right, any other questions, discussion? All right, Ms. Pryor.
Pharaoh,
Yes.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heika,
Yes.
Pryor, yes, Sislo.
Yes.
Burdette,
Yes.
motion carries 6-0.
All right, under communications and community engagement, we are now back to public comments. Is there any additional public comments tonight? All right, next up on the agenda is Ms. Bookout with Assistant Superintendent comments.
Right, thank you, Mr. Farrow. I'm so glad that our entire administrative team is here because I'm going to be talking about them this evening. And I really want to just recognize the amazing work that administrators have done this summer. As I shared back in July, our administrators have been meeting all summer in June, July, and August. We have our last meeting tomorrow. We've been meeting for about 3 hours once a week, and we have been getting a tremendous amount done and really making a lot of progress. So one of the biggest pieces of work that we were able to accomplish this summer was developing a more intentional continuous improvement process for our district. So during our administrative retreat, we spent a lot of time looking at district data, identifying our areas of strength as well as our opportunities to grow, and using that information to establish some priorities for our district. And then also all of our buildings had time to then use those priorities to align them with building goals and create an implementation plan and some measurable goals. So we're going to be working on those this year. A lot of that work really connects to the work that we've been working on all year long and a lot of our summer work on our MTSS systems. So we're continuing to look at all of our academic, behavioral, and attendance data and look at the supports that we have in place and what needs to be solidified and what needs to be improved for even greater growth in the future. So we have all, myself and all of our building principals, been working on a building level MTSS handbook. So we're going to be sharing those with our staff so there's clear understanding of the MTSS processes that are in place. We're also going to be sharing that with our families and posting that on their website so that there's really easy accessibility for our families and members of the community to see how our systems work together to support students, the level of supports that are available, and how families and students can access those supports and understand how students move between those tiers of support. So we're excited for the work. It was a lot of work. Some of these handbooks are 30, 40 pages to really detail all of the supports that are in place. So I'm excited to see those and just want to highlight all of our administrators and the work that they've done. We also spent a considerable amount of time on specific areas of need that have come up through our data and also our survey, particularly around things like attendance, student data, special education, and inclusion. And I really want to shout out Dr. Phelps, who's here. She has spent a lot of time putting together resources, including staff hubs that have improved and streamlined communication for special education procedures and timelines, role clarifications, supports, training materials. So we're going to be rolling that out to our staff, and that's going to be a wonderful support to them as well as to our paraprofessionals. She's also been doing a lot of work on revamping our paraprofessional training, which is something that we have been looking forward to strengthening for some time. So I'm excited to see that work come to fruition, and I really just want to highlight the work that she's done over the summer in getting those things in place. Lastly, I wanted to share that our district was awarded some funds through a 35M literacy grant. We were awarded a little less than $20,000 to purchase a new K through 5 literacy screener and dyslexia screener. That's part of the PA 146 K through 12 literacy and dyslexia laws. So we are going to be implementing M-Class with Dibbles 8 Edition, which doesn't mean much to you, but that is the official name of the assessment tool that is on the approved list from the state of Michigan as one of the most highly regarded lists that's out there. So that will help us identify students that might additional support and also students that identify with characteristics of dyslexia, so we can start to identify and support those students earlier. We're excited because this program is produced by the same company that produces CKLA, which is our K-5 ELA curriculum, which means that as our teachers are getting those reports, they're also going to be directly linked to items and units of study and lessons that are directly in the curriculum and resources there. So we're going to be using the same language, the same support, so we're hoping that allows us to better integrate our screening systems and our data systems with our literacy curriculum. So we're going to be training our teachers on that in just a few weeks in August and rolling that out for the year. So this aligns really well with all the work that we have been doing across the district to better align our processes and supports. So we're excited to see that, and I just want to shout out our amazing administrative team with the work that they've been doing this summer.
Thank you for that report. Any questions for Assistant Superintendent Bookout?
Mr. Farrow?
Yes.
I wonder, Mrs. Bookout, whether we might be able to see those building-specific goals that were developed. I know that's not usually the way things go. It usually goes from you to Ryan to us. But I think in the spirit of what came up in our board self-assessment, where we wanted to kind of have a more direct line of sight to goals and vision building within the district. Once that work has been done, it'd be really nice to be able to share that with us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And then Ms. Bookout, the grant that we received for the dyslexia screening tool, was that enough to cover the entire cost of the program?
It is. We were actually awarded a little bit more than we need, which I'm hesitant to say publicly, but we are looking. I just met with our program rep today to see how can we leverage those funds and potentially expand the scope of that. We are limited because our grant is very specific in how we can spend that money, so we need to make sure we're operating within the scope of that. But yes, it will.
Perfect, thank you.
All right. Any other questions for Assistant Superintendent Bookout? All right, next up is Superintendent McMahon.
Thank you, President Farrow. I do have a few. I first want to start by welcoming Mr. Dotson, Ms. Fink, and our two administrative team members, Cody and Kristen, to the team. Congratulations. I'm looking forward to the school year, which is just around the corner now. I'd like to take a second to thank Mrs. Ignani and the Paddock staff for the kindergarten orientation last week. It was great, a well-run event, lots of folks in and out. We did our initial assessments. Maybe as a result or in conjunction with, we now have enough kindergarten enrollment that we've decided to add a 5th section. So Brandy's in the process of getting that moving forward, and then we're going to add. We got into a point where we were going to be paying overages in at least 2 sections, so we decided it would be best to practice. And there was some arm twisting done to get me convinced, because I'm trying to maintain a conservative budget, but we know it's best practice for kids. So we're moving forward with that. So thanks to them for all their extra work. I do want to share with the board, I met with Performance Services Incorporated, PSI is what we'll be calling them. I've mentioned a few times that I've been meeting with companies to talk about potential energy bonding and long-range facility planning. I've selected to move forward with them versus the other companies. We haven't signed any contracts yet. That will come at the board level, but we're doing some initial studies. They're going to start doing some detailed work, trying to put together scope and sequence of like where our biggest priorities and where we can leverage funding to come up with some ideas that then they can work with the board if we move to an energy bond or just a plan But the goal is that they're going to bridge us now to help us be responsible sinking funds, leverage additional funding if we can, and repair things at year end, and then eventually we get ahead of schedule. So we're moving forward with them. They're doing some work. They'll be introducing themselves as principals pretty soon to get into their buildings a little bit. By the time they do that, kids will probably be back. But we're taking steps with them. Nothing will be official until the board's approved. But I did have a chance to invite the sales rep, Andrew Hasher, to a meeting in September. I think it's the second one. I don't have it written down. One of our meetings in September, he'll come introduce himself to the board and talk about their program a little bit. Looking forward to that. Speaking of facility planning, just give the public a little update on some of the projects. So one of the big ones is the middle school water main. We know we were on borrowed time with that, so we had to get it replaced. We did. The RFP, the work was done. They're in the process of testing the water, and they have to go through a series of tests, and there's like a timing on it before the before it gets pressurized, and then the state comes in to inspect. So we're just waiting for the next test to come in with a clean reading. I couldn't tell you what that means, but I just know they're testing it. And the water's still off at the middle school. It's going a little bit longer than we expected. There were some hiccups. We ran into some groundwater issues when we dug, so we had to fix that. It's nothing out of the ordinary. We start digging holes in parking lots, but so it's taking a little bit longer than we expected, but we anticipate soon we can get the water back on and get it fully pressurized and back to normal. We appreciate the patience of the middle school during this time. The tennis court project that we approved recently was set to begin this week, and it did. They encountered some issues. We have a groundwater issue out there, so we may be changing course of action. We're working with Troon to see if our plan A or how we can shift based on. It appears that the groundwater issue is going to be cause for us not to be able to do the project we anticipated. So we're looking for a simpler option, be less expensive, be more temporary as well. But we're looking to see if it can be sinking fund approved, where we can make any decisions about moving forward with that. It would be the same company. The high school concrete replacement has been done. We stretched the dollar as far as we could there. There are still some areas that need to be addressed eventually, but all the emergent situations are covered. And there's maybe still a little cleanup to do there, but we have it situated where it's going to be safe for folks to travel to and from. But we didn't do a full replacement, so there's still areas that are aging that we have to address over time. And we installed some carpet at Simon's, and my understanding is that's now complete. They were patient there. When you have outside installers come in, we have to kind of work with their schedule a little bit. I know teachers are eager to get back in their rooms, and the installation there puts off our routine maintenance. So hopefully we're getting back on track with that, but I know the carpet is fully installed. It's a separate announcement, but it's in line with these. It's the Filter First project that's been going on for a couple years now. It got approved under Superintendent Gearbaugh 2 or 3 years ago. It's a requirement by the state. You get the grant, they give you a whole bunch of money, and you have to. There's requirements on the water you filter. So we've done that work. Gary led the actual labor. We're now in a point where we have to get some annual certifications done, and I have to figure out how to do that. That's new for us. But the reason I'm saying this is because there's been some feedback. So there's a specific number of public drinking sources that you have to provide for students. So we meet that requirement, and that means there are extra layers of filters in these waters. So we put a sticker on there, filtered, safe for drinking. There were other faucets. We had more than the minimum, but we decided not to filter everything. So we put non-potable water stickers on there. Nothing's different about the water. It's still Milan City water. We are just saying these have an extra filter on it. These are what we want our students and staff to use. The water over here didn't change, but we're not telling them that it's not unsafe for drinking, but it's not extra filtered. So staff are coming back and seeing some of the stickers, and they're kind of concerned about, like, is our water unsafe? No, it's not. It's the same water that's running through all of your homes if you live in Milan. It's the same water that's been running to the other schools. We're taking an extra step of precaution and labeling those as such. So we're meeting the requirements. What I think is already good water is even better, but it's not in all of our fountains now. So those are clearly labeled. I do want to provide an update on the 31AA grant. We had a lot of discussion about that last year, as did many other districts in the state, including some lawsuits towards the legislature. So the language, it's been approved, but we're still waiting to see how the application falls out. But they've separated this grant now into two different areas. One is mental health and one is student safety. The mental health is going to come in at $73 per student, and the student roughly, and the student safety one is $147 per student. There's some change on that, but it seems that we're able to apply for the mental health portion of the grant without any restrictions on signing off any waiver of privilege. The mental health side, it seems like there's still going to be some requirement to waive your attorney-client privilege there. We don't know the specifics of the grant application yet. We got to see what it means. They've clarified some language in it, but it doesn't absolve districts from risk. So I just wanted you updated on that. We're keeping an eye on it. We're waiting for some reviews by Troon and waiting for the state to approve the application before we know exactly what it says. But we may be able to access some of those funds without having any risk, and then we'll have a conversation about the rest. And finally, I want to share with the community that the Milan Chamber of Commerce is sponsoring a school board candidate forum ahead of the upcoming school board election. The school board has 4 seats open, and the chamber is coming in to help facilitate a conversation with those candidates. It's going to be held at the high school. We're hosting it, but it's sponsored by the chamber. It's going to be at the high school theater, September 21st. That's a Monday, I believe, I hope. It's at 7 p.m. And there's going to be some advertisements coming out. If it hasn't already gotten out, I think it might have. So I'm looking forward to that. That is it for me.
All right, any questions for Superintendent McMahon? Thank you for the detailed report. Much appreciated. All right, next up are board member comments. Any board member comments tonight? Mr. Burdette.
Alrighty, so first of all, I just wanted to say that I was able to attend the MASB Summer Institute this past weekend in Kalamazoo. Took 3 courses there, so I just wanted to thank the community and the district for having the opportunity to continue to improve as a board member. It was really good, really informative. After that, on Sunday, I got to watch the high school theater group put on SpongeBob the Musical in a 24-hour show, meaning they got there on Saturday at 1 p.m. and they performed the show on Sunday at 1 p.m. Nonstop, actually like learning music, dance, all that stuff. It was just amazing what they were able to do in a span of 24 hours. So big shout out to all those students and the adults helping them on that. And then it is officially fall sports season. I've been kind of in and out of the buildings as a volunteer football coach, so seeing volleyball and cheerleading and out there with football as well. And it's definitely a different style of football from last year, but I do want to say that Coach Trott is doing a great job in bringing the positivity to the program. I'm starting to see it rub off already, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what all of our sports do, but in particular what football ends up doing this year. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Burdette. Any other board comment tonight? Dr. Gutierrez?
I'd like to offer my personal congrats and welcome to all of our new hires or new positions. Thank you for being here in Milan. Thank you for choosing Milan. I stole Mr. Sislow's line. I know that there are a lot of districts doing hiring this time of year, and I looked at all of the resumes, and I know some of you from your previous work, and I'm just very grateful that each and every one of you is here and will be part of our team here in Milan, so thank you. I'd like to also follow up on Mr. Burdette's comment about not only the things that have been happening over the summer with sports and with theater and so forth, but really to thank the adults who've been helping make those happen. As a mom of a theater kid, I know how tired he was on Sunday afternoon, but I can only imagine how tired the adults were on Sunday afternoon who had been up for 24 hours. I saw several of them popping Tylenol before the show. And I know that so many of the adults in this community put so much of their time and their effort and their labor and love into the things that happen in this community. And I just want to really thank those individuals, thank the coaches, thank the directors, thank the teachers who are really making the choices to have wonderful experiences for our students. And I know that that is a wide net here in this community. And so school starts on August 31st, but certainly that work has already started very much. And I'd also like to both note for the community the many open houses that are coming up. I don't have those dates in front of me, but I know that they're on the school's front page. And specifically, I'd like to thank the high school administrative team for having one this year, I think for the first time since a long time, if I'm not mistaken. So I know as a parent of a kiddo coming into the high school, how unnerving it is to like send your kid into a building that you may not have ever been into. And so I'm really grateful. This is something that I know we've talked at this table about a couple of times. And so whether it was Mrs. Pierfelice or whoever from the high school team, I'm thankful that we now have open houses for all of our families to be able to be in those buildings, meet the staff, and get their kiddos acclimated before school starts. So that is my word of thanks.
Thank you very much. Ms. Pryor.
I also want to say welcome and thank you for choosing Milan. I look forward to meeting all of you. Along with Mr. Burdett and Mr. Farrow, I did also get to attend the MASB conference this past weekend. I took 4 classes on creating trust, leadership, advocacy for public education, and completed 3 of my certifications for MASB training. So thank you to the district for allowing me to attend. I wanted to remind everybody before Mr. Farrow that for the next board meeting, please review policy 4405 and to 4602. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, please let us know. In the next couple weeks, I will be having the policy committee convene to review the 7 other policies that Mr. McMahon was discussing because they need a little bit more work and choice to better suit our district. I spoke last time at the meeting, and I'd like to remind the community at some point in the fall, the school board will be taking on a cell phone policy, and we will hopefully be conducting a workshop, and we would really like to hear from all the teachers, staff, students, anybody who's going to be touching that policy. It's going to be a big deal. We'd really like your information and support of what you want to see happen, what you don't want to see happen, as we look forward to making a policy that best suits our district, not what the state says does. So I look forward to hearing from everybody, and hopefully we can put out something more formal to get that information from all of you. The Big Red bundles are starting. I wanted to make sure I noted that. Aiden Milan is taking it on this year through a sign-up Genius. You can select a kid and help them get a backpack full of supplies or a student outfit to be prepared for school. There's also an Amazon wish list. There's a wish list for the Sunshine Club, which is the high school's PTO. That's not a meeting-style PTO. They just fulfill wishes and things that the teachers need and help support activities at the school. But I would really encourage the community to look at helping the school fill those supplies for the students who need them so they can come back ready to go and with all the things that they need. Tired to make a list. But that's all I have, and I look forward to seeing you guys again in 2 weeks. I think we start school, right? Right that day. So.
Thank you, Ms. Pryor. Ms. Heika?
I just want to start off by congratulating all of our new staff members and those who got promoted. Congratulations to everyone. I want to thank all of you for coming too, so it's really nice to put a face to a name, because now that I don't have kids spread out in every building, you don't always get to see the staff members, right? So thank you everyone for coming, particularly since we only have a few more weeks of summer. I appreciate you giving up a couple of hours on a rando Wednesday. I want to thank the swim club for coming and for all the support that they give to our community. All of the money that they detailed tonight that they have raised, either through just general fundraising or grants to the GMACF or USA Swimming, that was just this year. And for the many, many past years, they have always, I don't want to say always, but they have taken on the responsibility of all the safety gear that's in the pool. So when you come in and you see the backboards and you see the buoys, the swim team or the swim club financed that. When you see kids who are using kickboards and fins and pull buoys, if you're not a swimmer, you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. The swim club purchased those for the club, and then they use them, and it really helps support our varsity teams as well. So thank you to them, and thank you to the GMACF and all of the other, was a very, as he detailed, a very large anonymous donation. So just thank you to the community who always shows up to help. And to our other teams, you got to put the word out there. Like, people in the community want to help. They just don't know how, and they don't know who needs it. So, reach out to the GMACF, and once you do that, the Rotary, everyone, once you do that, that's how the other help comes in line. And so I just encourage everyone, all of our clubs, all of our teams, to be thinking about that, because as you can see, it's very expensive to run these sports, and we all need some help, right? I want to wish all of our fall sports good luck. They started on Monday. The swim team started a little later because we were out of town, but first time ever. But good luck to all of you. I'm excited to see what everyone can do this year. I'm excited to see the new football runs and see how that plays out. So good luck to everybody. And I hope, before I go say that, August 30th, here at the high school in the auxiliary gym, there will be dance team tryouts. So if you like to dance, come and check it out. They're a new program. They started just last year. They performed at a football game, a pep rally, and then a couple of basketball games. I think they're going to try and do a little bit more this year, a few more events. But you don't have to be a member of the DX dance team to do it. If you just come and try, and they're happy to help. You just got to want to dance. So everyone come, try out. It's a lot of fun. And then I just hope everyone enjoys and has a safe and relaxing last couple of weeks as much as you can, because I know all of our staff and our teachers and everyone are getting ready, but to our kids, it's about to hit it. So let's enjoy those last couple of weeks, everybody.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Heika. Mr. Sislo?
Yeah, just a few things. I am unable to attend our next meeting, and I appreciate Mr. Farrow excusing me. I also want to thank the swim club for being here and explaining their role in fundraising and such. Definitely, like Ms. Heika said, they're definitely demonstrate some best practices in that area that other clubs could participate in as well. I do want to thank Ms. Hendricks and the finance folks. They are undergoing an audit. When school's out, it's audit time for their office, and it's quite an ordeal that they go through to get all these numbers in a row. So I appreciate her and her work with that. And then, yeah, for this group sitting in front of us, welcome. That's just so awesome. I guess I had a line. That's pretty cool. Thank you for choosing Milan. And I guess I also want to say thank you for continuing to choose Milan for those that saw the opportunity and continue to want to stay here. I think it's very evident with Mr. McMahon sitting up here with us in this book out. There are opportunities, and people see, they value what we have here in Milan, and they want to continue to grow that. And us as a board is very appreciative of that, and we're glad that new people recognize that, even if you did know Mr. McMahon from. That's we're gonna have some stories, but those who have helped us and want to continue to provide that leadership for our staff and students, very appreciative. So unfortunately, I won't be here for that next meeting for that first day of school, but I do want to wish everybody a great first day. And man, we have a color. That's cool. Big Red. Go Big Reds. Very exciting.
Thank you, Mr. Sislo. I just have a few comments tonight. I will connect with Ms. Heika and Ms. Murray on committee meetings. Ms. Heika heads up our finance committee, Ms. Murray heads up our communications committee, and I'll connect with them on those meeting dates and times. Also, there will be a Big Red board chat on September 22nd at Simons Elementary School. I will connect with individual board members as to your availability for that specific activity. And then I have a whole bunch of things I crossed out because others said it. I did want to thank Krista Hendricks and the district office team for their efforts on the financial audit. In my own business, with the company that I work for, the audit is the worst time of year. But Krista has, 10 times the amount of work that I have to deal with on a financial audit at my workplace. So I know it's an awful lot of work. I know there's a lot of testing. There's a lot of things that you have to get to the auditor, and I just want to thank you for all that you're doing. I know it's well underway and not complete, so I'll try to stay out of your hair for the next couple weeks. So that is all for me.
Mr. Farrow, can
Yes.
I don't want to take anything away from Ms. Pierce-Felice's accomplishment tonight, so I just say thank you. But I do want to thank Mr. Shin for his service to the district. One of the, and I'm sorry I didn't do this before, but one of the early things I did as a baby board member was hire Mr. Shin as principal at the high school. And I always admired his ability to, he really understood the kids. He really related to the kids. Sometimes my kids would say, he just sat down at lunch with us and started eating lunch, and, and those kinds of things. And I think that that's what kind of sets our admin teams apart, is that they really, Milan's very unique, right? Like, we've had generations of kids that have come through these walls, right? And you sometimes have multiple generations of families in multiple buildings at any given time. And so it's very important for our teachers and our admins to really know the kids and know who they're related to and who they're hanging out with and who they're not hanging out with and all those things. And I think he was very good at that. He really understood our community. He understood the district. And I wish him all the best. And I just want to thank him for all the years he did give to us. And I wish you all, you're going to do wonderful too. I didn't want to take away from you tonight, but I did want to say thank you to him.
Thank you, Ms. Heika. So I have no additional comments. I appreciate all you've coming, and good luck over the next few weeks and with the start of school. So we are now moving to a new business item, which is a closed session of the Board of Education. I need a motion to enter into closed session pursuant to Section 8(1)(c) of the Michigan Open Meetings Act for the purpose of negotiation strategies.
Moved by Sislo.
Support by Heika.
All right, we have a motion from Mr. Sislo with support from Ms. Heika. Is there any discussion? All right, Ms. Pryor.
Gutierrez,
Yes.
Heika,
Yes.
Pryor, yes. Sislo,
Yes.
Burdette,
Yes.
Farrow,
Yes.
motion carries 6-0.
All right, we're entering into closed session at 7:57 p.m. Thank you very much. right, we are returning from closed session at 9:29 PM. With no further business to conduct, the meeting is adjourned at 9:29 PM.